That all flips when we get to the fine mitigation hearings. Those people have been through the violation and the fine assessment process. They're the ones asking for relief, so they get to go first, and then the village gets to respond. I think I've hit all the high points, so please take it away, Village of Royal Palm Beach.
Thank you, sir. Amity Barnard, Assistant Village Attorney. We're starting on the agenda tonight on page 7. This is a violation hearing. It's case 22-1337, 121 Kingsway, Lena and Nicholas Uren.
Lena Foley, Code Officer for the Village of Royal Palm Beach. The code section is 2318B2D, restricted trailer in public view. I observed this on 7/28/22. The notice of violation was mailed out 7/30/22 and was signed for on 8/3/22. The notice of hearing was mailed out 8/17/22 and was posted. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing and affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
All right, that should be an easy one. Anyone here for 121 Kingsway? Oh, you. All right, so you have a signed green card, so you have service. You have an affidavit of service. You have an affidavit of compliance. You get to show all these documents to these people, and then we'll do a finding of fact.
Thank you.
Yes, your name for the record, ma'am,
Danielle Boughton,
and your relation to the property owner.
rent.
Those documents I handed you are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence. This is a finding of fact, but do you have any objection to those documents? It's the notice documents for tonight's hearing. Photographs will be on the screen.
Specifically, do I have?
Any objection to the documents themselves?
If the wrong house, the wrong people,
No.
no. The only thing I'm going to ask you is, how do you spell your last name?
B as in boy, O-U-T-I-N.
Okay. Finding of fact is granted. You're good.
Thank you, ma'am.
That just means don't do it again.
Next
right.
one down on the agenda, Special Magistrate 22-1364, 11574 Oleander Drive, FKH SFR C1LP.
All right, who's here for 11574 Oleander? There we go.
Code section 06190A1 and 5, sidewalk is stained. I observed this on 8/3/22. The notice of violation was mailed out 8/4/22 and was signed for on 8/9/22. The notice of hearing was mailed out 8/24/22 and was signed for on 8/31/22. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right, you have a signed green card, so you have service. You can proceed. Here's your first.
Your name for the record, ma'am,
Diana Smith Rose.
and your relation to the property,
I'm the property manager.
and your last name was Smith Rose.
Yes, Smith, R-O-S-E.
Thank you, ma'am. Those documents I handed you are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Do you have any objection to those documents? They're the notice documents for tonight's hearing. The photographs are on the screen. Any objection to the documents themselves?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, admitted without objection. They're saying the sidewalk is stained. Part of it could be the lighting but in the shadows, but kind of looks stained. So what is your request for remediation dates?
We got some photos from the resident today.
No, hold on 1 second. We're going to let them get through,
Sorry.
and then you're going to be able to go.
We're asking for compliance by October 27th or appearance at the November 9th fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Okay. Miss Rose, you were going to say now your tenant has sent some pictures saying it's clean, or?
Yeah, they didn't look very clean to us. We asked that he get it done over, but he said he didn't. So we're going to create a work order. We have already done that to get it done on our own and charge the resident.
All right, so you'll be able to do this by October 27th?
Yeah, before.
Not a problem. And here's something for you and everyone else in the room. I'm going to sign these orders probably Friday or Monday, but there's one bold section in here that especially goes for people who are on the violation side. Once this thing gets fixed, call code enforcement so they can come out and check it. I've literally had people fix their stuff on the way home from the hearings. I saw one guy fixing his front door, but he wouldn't get credit for it unless he called. So please call when the vendor finishes cleaning it so the code enforcement can get you a certificate of compliance.
Will do.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
All
you,
right,
ma'am.
1027, 11/9/25 granted.
Thank you. Next is a couple cases down, 22-1410, 10431 Carmen Lane, Renata Boykin.
Code Section 06-190A1, the screen is missing on the patio enclosure. I observed this on 8/17/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail on 8/24/22 and was signed for on 8/26/22. The notice of hearing was mailed out 9/21/22 and was signed for on 9/23/22. We'd like to enter the following into evidence: Exhibit 1, notice of violation; Exhibit 2, notice of hearing; Exhibit 3, verification of ownership; and Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right, you have COVID-19 signed green cards, which are service. And we have pictures. We show lattice in the bottom, I guess, instead of
They're
screen.
up on top too. They're missing, and the screen door is missing. I mean, the screen on the screen door is missing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Your name for the record, ma'am,
Patricia Robinson. Sorry.
and your relation to the property owner?
I'm her daughter, live there as well.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Those documents I just handed you are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. They're the notice documents for tonight's hearing. There are photographs on the screen. Do you have any objection to those documents?
No.
Thank you.
All
ma'am.
right, admitted without objection. So are we sticking with the same dates or no?
No, this one is, we're asking for compliance by December 1st, or the December 14th fine assessment hearing, or $25 a day fine.
All right, and what do you have to say, ma'am?
Just clarifying, like I've hired a landscaper, so was the landscaping okay? I know you just came by, so that was good. And then for the screen enclosure, on the bottom, we did the trellises. It did get knocked down again with the hurricane. Are the trellises okay? Just my daughter has a pit bull, and every time we put screens up, the pit bull runs through the screen. So we bought like trellis because it was a little more sturdy, and I just want to make sure that that part is okay on the bottom.
You still should put the screen up, and then you can put that. but
Put that
the-
up as well.
The screen room
Okay.
needs to be.
Okay,
completely
I just
screened.
want to make sure that that was okay as well, just to
Yeah.
try to deter them. Now, the one across the top, that's a necessity as well.
Yes.
It's on that one too. Okay. That's,
Yeah, that this.
Is that enough time? 12/1?
I'm not sure. I mean, I've tried to have a couple people come out to give me quotes, and I've had no shows. I just got another contact. So hopefully I can try to see if I'm not sure how much it's going to cost, but, so, I mean, if I can have a little more time, then,
If we could set this for status/fine, I know
That's
materials.
fine is good.
okay. For that December 1st.
Yeah, so come back, if you can't get it done, come back to that hearing and you can explain to the
Perfect.
magistrate what's going on.
All right, thank you.
I've got both of my spline tools sitting on my grill right now as I'm putting them back from all this wind we've had. So yeah, you can do it yourself. So it's all kinds of fun.
The only one I can't do because
That's way up
it's
on
one
top.
over on top of the pool.
Oh, then you can't do
Yeah,
that.
but I just
yeah,
yeah,
those are
just-
guys.
I
They're
just had a
special. They can like
Yeah.
do that without killing themselves.
Yeah, I just had a contractor give us a contact for a repair person. So
Great. And keep in touch with the code enforcement officer if you're running into problems.
Mhm.
Maybe you can work out something with them for that as long as they see that you're trying real hard.
okay,
Okay.
Okay, thank
all
you.
right,
you very
thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you. Next, we're moving to page 8, the second case down, 22-0799 102 Moorgate Circle, Raymond J. Wordsman. Is that right? Sorry, I skipped one. Go back to page 7, sorry. Bottom of the page, 22-0771 162 Sandpiper Avenue, Kirk Mishley St. Patrick, Kirk Mishley St. Patrick Trust title holder, and Kirk Mishley St. Patrick trustee.
Okay.
Margaret Hancock, Code Enforcement
Hello.
Officer for the Village of Royal Palm. Code section is 716, 622, 108.4, seawall and dock without a permit, electric work without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/2/22, sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 8/4/22. It was returned on 8/6/22, sent out notice of hearing on 9/1/22. It was delivered 9/3/22. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
Okay. All right. You have service via initial green cards, so you can proceed.
Your name for the record, sir?
Excuse me?
Your name?
Kirk,
Your last name?
Mishley.
Thank you, sir. Those documents I just handed you are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Do you have any objection to those documents?
No, you're good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So I look at the AS 400, which is the permit sheet. The last thing I see is a roof in 2022. So I take it, Mr. Mishi, that this isn't permitted?
No, sir, not yet. But
Yeah, well,
I'm in the process of getting it straightened out. It's just that
no problem.
it's moving slower than we anticipated.
Well, it's all part of the fun, you know.
Yeah.
You always think it'll get done in a week, and it takes 2 or 3 months.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've been
but-
staying in touch with Miss Margaret and keeping her posted. We have
it
something.
looks
in the
very
system.
nice. It just needs to get permitted.
Right.
so
Right.
people-
And we're gonna get it done.
Good. Okay. So what dates are we looking at?
This one, we're asking for compliance by December 1st, or the December 14th fine hearing, or $25 a day fine.
All right. They would like you to have the permits issued by the 1st of December. Hopefully that will happen, but keep
I'm
yourself-
optimistic. I think so. I think so. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. He's
All right. Have a good
scoping himself out on TV or her. Like, yeah, look at me. I only see that in Target. It's like the shoplifting camera. Oh, look at me. Okay. All right, 12/1, 12/14, 25 is granted. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir. Now to page 8,
Now
I'm
to
sorry.
page
22-0799, 102 Moorgate Circle, Raymond J. Wordsman.
Code sections 9.4, fences in disrepair, it's tilting and leaning. I observed this violation on 5/9/22, sent out notice of violation on 5/13/22. It was received on 5/24/22, sent out notice of hearing on 8/27/22, and it was delivered on 8/30/22. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right, you have what looks to be like COVID signed green card, so you have service, and it must have worked because he's standing there. So.
Your name for the record?
Raymond Worthman.
Thank you, sir. Those documents I handed you are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence. Do you have any objection to those documents?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, so they say your fence is in disrepair, it's tilting and leaning. I go work out at the village rec center once a week, and I drive by your place, and yeah, boy, it's tilting and leaning. So
I mean, I put new posts in and straightened it out as best I could. I mean, to me, it looks pretty straight.
we
Straighter
have these
than
things
what it
called
was, but still,
yeah, we have
out
these
of
things
whack.
called levels, and I bet you're way out of plumb on a bunch of those. And believe me, I feel your pain because I just pulled out this huge pile of concrete that I concreted one of my fence posts in.
Yeah.
And,
I put about 6 new posts in there trying to.
yeah, and this is what I've learned. You're far better off getting yourself a 10-foot 4x4 and putting it 3 feet in the ground without concrete, and they work just as well. And when the storm goes, instead of snapping like toothpicks, they have some movement so they can move back and forth. So if you get some of those planted like that, you can pretty much straighten it out. I mean, I just did it myself. It's just a fun thing to dig up, but yeah, especially some of the worst ones. I mean, if you look down here, there's one that's just sort of hanging over.
Yeah, there's the,
Yeah, that one over there that's near the sidewalk, that one's way out. So 12/1, 12/14, we'll see
Yes,
how
sir.
far along you get
$25
on
a day.
this.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there are some that are just not even close that you need to make better. I mean, you're trying. I can see with the supports you're putting up on some of them, but yeah, some of them are just out. This is from yesterday,
Yeah, that's yesterday.
and it's still way leany. So, all right, hopefully you'll have it done by the 1st. If you do, call Margaret. If you're moving along and you've got some of it done, call Margaret. Maybe we can get some more time for you, as long as you're moving along and progressing. But that fence has been that way for quite a while. I've been working out for quite a while.
Can I ask for a little bit more time? I think we're going to be putting the house on the market very soon. I'll know by the 20th, and then that'll give me an idea if I get a higher contractor to do all the work. So I just wonder if we can get it just 2 months.
It's up to the village.
Well, essentially, that is 2 months from today.
Yeah, it is 2 months from today, so
We
you
could
maybe
extend the
get
compliance date
close.
out to the 12th. 12/12 instead of 12/1 to give additional 2 weeks.
Yeah. And I guess I gotta tell you, I spent a lot of time walking my dogs around the neighborhood. The sales frenzy, I think, is over. So you may not.
Yeah,
Things aren't flying the way they used to. There's one house that someone tried to overprice, and it's been sitting on the market for the last couple months, and I
it's
can see it sitting there for a while longer.
yeah,
So.
it's more like a divorce. So it's not.
Oh, it's
It's
okay.
not. It's not like either we're
Yeah,
gonna pull
gotcha.
a mortgage or something like that. So it's gonna be it's a little bit different.
Why don't we give him till January? Seriously, I want to give him a little more time because this is not your normal, just fun situation here. What are our January dates?
January.
January 1st.
January 9th, January 12th, no, 2023.
1/12, so you can make it 1, 2, or 3.
No, hold on, that's not the right date, that's 2022.
That would be fair.
Yeah.
I don't have anything on here for January.
What's the January
You have a
meeting
phone?
date? The 12th?
January hearing's the 9th, but
The hearing's the 9th? Okay, 1/9.
Do you have a phone, Hunter? Is it January 9th? Is the hearing date?
So,
Yes. Okay. So compliance by January 1st or January 9th,
1/1, 1/9, 25.
25.
Okay. Good luck on your fence
Thank you.
and the house sale.
So what's the date?
1/1/23.
1/1.
1/1.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Okay, you're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thanks, Hunter. Next one is 22, same page, 22-1216-109 Barcelona Drive, Sean Seegers and Latanya Stiebel Seegers.
code section is 622-108.4, AC duct work without a permit. He replaced it. I observed this violation on 7/14/22. So now notice of violation certified mail on 7/19/22. It was returned on 7/27/22. Sent out notice of hearing on 8/27/22. Now it was received on 9/21/22. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, picture. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
Okay, you have signed green card, so you have service. And your name, sir?
Sean Seegers.
Thank you.
Sir, those documents I just handed you are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence. Do you have any objection to those documents? They're the notice documents for tonight's hearing, verification of ownership, the village's permit information.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Admitted without objection. So I take it because of the ductwork being part of the AC system, it has to be permitted?
Yes.
So this is a violation hearing. They're going to give you time to get it permitted, I guess. Did you do this or did someone do it for you?
I did it with a friend, and I actually called the village of Royal Palm because when I was calling the source out, possibly getting it done, they said you won't need a permit. But at that point, I then called the village to find out, and I didn't replace the AC. I just replaced a few of my ducts because they were leaking.
Right, I understand that, but who did you talk to at the village?
I don't know. I was a bit upset because when I called the village, I also called about trees that are hanging from a preserve on the other side of my house, which knocked down my fence before, in turn which the village told me we can't help you because it's a preserve. We can't do anything.
Right, well, they probably don't own the preserve. It's
Yeah, I don't-
probably owned by, who owns the preserve over here?
I don't know
Well,
in this
after
case.
doing my research, I found, because I was told Parks and Recreation, and I was told possibly the Waterworks, but I found out that it's Parks and Recreation, and they said they don't go into the preserve to do anything to cut it down. So then I asked, so we wait until it destroys my fence, which I also had to pay for a permit for.
Yeah,
To
I see your
replace-
permit, I see your permit application in for the fence from
And
2020.
all I did was replace a fence that was already there. I didn't make it any bigger, any smaller. I just replaced it. I was still charged the permit. And again, with everything going on and me calling, I was told I didn't need a permit. Now I'm being told, and I'm having hard times just like everyone else now. Hence
Yeah,
why
well-
I did the work myself.
Well, is this your homestead property?
Yes.
Then you can do an owner builder. You can do it yourself. You can apply for the permit. There's probably no engineering required for ducts.
Just a drawing. Yeah,
just a drawing, so you maybe actually just make yourself up a drawing.
Yeah, the building department, I don't know the answer to that, but probably
Yeah,
not
okay, then
engineering.
it should be a cheap permit then. It's like a $75 or something like that.
Well, $75 may be cheap for you, but for some people, it's a bill.
Yeah, it's a bill, but
I'm
you know,
sorry, but
I-
especially when I called to find out if I needed one because I specifically stated that I was going to.
That would have worked a lot better if you would have gotten the name. You would have emailed them back and said, "This will confirm that." You know, I'm a trial lawyer, and I deal with proof, and I deal with things that I can prove in court to somebody else's satisfaction, either a judge or a jury. You know, and if I'm going to get excused from these things, I'm going to at least take a note that I spoke to so and so from the building department, or such and such. And I'm sorry for the permit charge, but this is an ordinance of the town, and there's nothing I can do about the permit fees other than, you know, you can ignore it and you can get fined, and that's not a very
That's
good
not
thing.
smart.
That's not a very good
I'm
thing
not
to
a
do
dumb
either.
person. I'm just not a rich person.
So yeah, I mean, you know, quite frankly, you know, unfortunately, you left all this stuff out in the front yard where people were able to take pictures of it, so you get to go get it permitted now.
So next time, if I do work like that, I should just do it in the garage and attempt to just be a
I'm not
shady
telling
person.
you how to do it. I'm telling you why you got caught. That's all.
And do you guys have to come back and inspect?
Well, someone from the building department will inspect it once you get your permit done because they will have to do an inspection to close the permit. If you look at my agenda here, this month is probably 20-25% permits. Last month or two, it was probably 50% permits because people get permits, but they don't close them. And then the building department throws them at code enforcement because they don't know what to do with them, and they make these poor people deal with it. So these people are dealing with building department stuff right now. And the only thing they can do is tell you to get a permit or fine you. So let's see if we can get a permit. 12/1, 12, 14,
Or 25, yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
And you'll get an order in the mail.
So I don't have to, is there a specific time that I need to get this permit by?
January or December 1st, it needs to be done by, which means issued. It should be a simple permit for ducks. You're just going to have to sort of look up there in the attic and see which way they go and
You go
make a
left
drawing.
and right.
Make a drawing. I mean, you know, if you go on the tax collector's website, they kind of have a schematic of your house, sort of a crappy one, but you can just print
Property
that
appraiser.
out.
Property appraiser does.
The property appraiser, is that PAPA? The PAPA
Yeah,
website?
the PAPA
Papa.
website, yeah.
You go to the PAPA website, PAPA, just like Palm Beach County PAPA. It'll come out with the property appraiser's website. You look up your address. It'll have a drawing on there. Just print that out and show where the ducks go. Shouldn't be that hard a thing to do. Okay? 12/1, 12/14, 25 is granted.
Thank you.
Is there anything
Thank you,
else
sir.
I need to do today?
Nope.
Do I need to stay for paperwork?
Nope.
No,
You
sir.
get that in the mail.
Next case is the next one on the agenda, 22-1340, 133J Court, Lisa D. Hazer.
Code section is 14.2, 12.4C, and 23.17. Parking on and over the sidewalk, miscellaneous items, and garbage can in public view. I observed this violation on 7/28/22. Sent out notice of violation certified mail on 7/30/22. Hand delivered it to one of the residents on 8/5/22. Sent out notice of hearing on 9/2/22. That was delivered on 9/6/22. I'd like to know the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
Okay. All right, you have service via posting for the notice of violation and via signed green card for the notice of hearing, so you can proceed.
Your name for the record, sir?
Derek Hazer?
Derek?
Yep.
EK or ICK?
EK.
Thank you, sir. And your relation, are you spouse?
Son.
Son, okay. Those documents I just handed you are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence. Do you have any objection to those documents?
I don't know what they mean, so.
They're the notice documents that got you here tonight, the verification of ownership, and there's photos on the screen.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, thank you, sir. And Special Magistrate, for your notes, 2317, which is parking over sidewalk, is going to be a finding of fact.
Okay.
And we're asking for compliance on the other sections by December 1st or the December 14th fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
All right.
They did call earlier as well, and I returned a phone call prior to hearing, and they say that everything is done, but I don't have evidence of that. I can go out tomorrow and check it,
Okay.
but as of my knowledge, they are in violation.
Yeah, hopefully it's good now, but
Yeah,
That's
well,
what she
they're going to
says.
run by tomorrow and just make sure. The only thing I have an issue with is the garbage can really. It looks like there was a fence there one time.
well, we put some posts there. I'm not sure if you have to have a permit to put a little.
No, I mean, they don't make you permit the lattice normally, the drive or the garbage can screen.
No, okay, perfect.
Now, if it's
I've
small,
I've never seen anyone have a problem with. Normally, it's just a piece of lattice big enough to hide your trash can or your trash can and your recycling cans, and it really doesn't even need to hide all of it. It just needs to hide most of it normally, so you don't have to build it way the heck up.
Okay.
Just put it behind there. It looks kind of neater than just laying there, I
Yeah.
guess. And as long as you can confirm with Ms. Hancock that that's acceptable, you're good to go, and you'll get a affidavit of compliance, and we'll be all done with this.
yeah, I told him I'd go out tomorrow and check it, and if there was anything needed to be done, I would call him.
Yeah, and it's normally just, I mean, you've already got a post there. You just need one
Yeah.
more, and you're pretty much done, or maybe two small ones. And that's just to get the garbage can out of view. All right, so what is this going to be? 12
Compliance by 12/1 or 12/14 or $25 a day fine with the finding effect on 23/17.
Okay, so you need to have the miscellaneous items in the garbage can in public view cured by December 1st. You probably already have done that, but if you do need more, well, you have plenty more time to get it done if you and Margaret need to do something else with it.
Yep.
Okay, and you'll get an order in the mail.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next case, top of page 9, 22-1490, 123 Cortez Avenue, Melissa Espinosa and Jose G. Rivera.
Code section is 2318B1, 124C, and 142. Prohibited trailer, garbage cans in public view, miscellaneous items in public view. Observed this violation on 9/2/22. Sent out notice of violation certified mail 9/8/22. That was signed for on 9/10/22. Sent out notice of violation or notice of hearing certified mail on 9/28/22. And I posted that on the property. I'd like to know the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right. Tell us your names, please.
Jose Rivera.
Melissa Espinoza?
All right. That's both of them. Okay, and you have service via posting on the notice of hearing. I see you got the signed green card on the notice of violation, so you can go.
Thank you. The documents I put on the table before you are the documents that the village would like to enter into evidence. Do you have any objection to those documents? It's the notice documents for tonight, verification of ownership, and the photos on the screen. You're good? Okay, thank
All
you.
right. Admitted without objection. So the problem is the trailer. It's
It's too long. It's prohibited.
okay. So they can't keep it there. Can they stop there for an hour and have lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking their perimeters. I mean, you can come back by, but you just can't, leave it there for
Can't be
long periods of
anything over
time. You
an
can't
hour.
leave it there overnight. It needs to find a new home. I got a guy who's a Comcast guy. He lives a couple of houses down from me. He's got a Comcast truck with a ladder, bucket stuff. He'll come home for lunch. He'll be there for an hour. He'll leave. That's the way they've worked it out with him. That's kind of why I'm saying that you can come home for lunch if you're, doing that, but you just can't leave it overnight. You can't leave it for hours there.
And they also have the garbage cans and some wood by the fence.
Well, get rid of the wood, and you need to make yourself up a little place to keep your garbage cans. You heard the little lattice story from the guy before you. Yeah, as long as you put up a little, L-shaped thing that keeps it somewhat screened from the street, it'll be good. So just
They
check
could
with
just put it
Margaret.
behind the fence.
You can put it behind your fence. That's what I do. But whatever you want, whatever fixes the problem, it's up to you. just as long as the problem gets fixed. The easy way is to either screen it with a lattice or even easier, just move it back behind the fence.
All right, sounds good.
Okay? But when you get it done, give her a call so she can come by and inspect it. That way you'll get your affidavit of compliance. There'll be an exact date on when you fixed it, so you'll be done way before the 12/1 date that I'm about
This
to
one
give
we're
her.
actually asking, these are quick
Oh.
fixes. We're asking for compliance by October 27th or the 11/9 fine hearing
All
or
right,
$25 day fine.
10/27, 11/9, 25, but you can get these done fairly fast. So before 10/27, you need to call her to say, look, come back, we're done, look at us.
All right.
Okay.
Great?
All right,
You
thank
get an
you.
order in the mail. Take care.
Thank you. Next, same page, 22-1538, 600 Royal Commerce Road, Royal Commerce Park 2, Condo Building 600 LLC.
The code sections are 622, 108.4, 11, 16, 2692, and 6135. The description is electrical meters are not labeled, addresses are not up to code, interior alterations, and commercial retail is not, the business is not zoned for commercial retail. This violation was written and sent certified mail on 7/27, and it was signed for on 7/29. Notice of hearing was sent certified mail on 9/21, and it was signed for on 9/23. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue Report. And Exhibit 5, pictures from their report.
Okay, so we'll just show them in documents, so, okay.
All right, sir, please state your name for the record.
Prashant Ramani.
Could you spell your last name, please?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Spell your last name.
Ramani. Okay. Okay.
This is property appraiser showing that you're the property owner.
Yep.
And these are the reports from
Okay.
with the
Yep.
latest date of
Yes.
8/12/22. I know that she just did a reinspection.
Yep.
I just briefly want to show you the reports
Yep. Got it.
and then the pictures
Got it. Yep.
from her reports.
Okay.
That shows the meters. If you object to any of this.
Okay.
All right, any objections to the documents when we get through? Wait a minute.
No.
Well, we got to wait a minute until you actually do get through. Just.
Okay.
All right, admitted without objection.
No, I don't have any objection.
Got a pile of them here. So I
What
take
is,
it this
what's
is
his
a-
relation to the property? What's your relation to the property?
I'm the manager.
You're the manager, thank you, sir.
Okay. So I take it this is somewhat of an industrial type use.
Yeah, it's an industrial.
All right. We have someone else standing there smiling behind you, so I take it they want to speak
Sandy
to you.
Campbell, the fire inspector for Palm Beach County Fire Rescue.
All right, tell us what you know about this wonderful case here.
I responded to the property as a request by the owner to do an inspection of the building, found some violations. The aforementioned violations are the ones that still remain. I've met with the owner on property several times, and we're pretty close to getting into compliance. We have some contractor things going on to settle the rest of it, but we're looking good.
Okay, and are we applying for permits for these other items?
Yes, my contractor already applied for it, and there's just a
okay.
few more minor things which he needs to do.
Cindy and I were talking earlier today. Unit, I want to say DE, Triple J Automotive.
Yeah.
They have not applied for permits for their interior alterations.
So they won't do it. My contractor, he's the one. His name is Brandon. And I can find out the name. He's the one. He says that he's been in touch with you. So I mean.
He did call me.
Okay.
He did call me back right after we met.
Okay.
But that's been a little bit of time. That's been maybe a month or so.
And he hasn't applied for it.
Yeah, I think we met in August, like maybe quite the middle of August.
but they still have not applied for any permits yet.
Okay, I paid
Nothing,
him.
if they've sent something in, nothing's been accepted yet. So
Okay.
they've not submitted a complete application if they've submitted anything at all,
Okay,
because it's not in the system.
got it. Because I've been texting him and I've been calling him, like, because ever since I got this
Well, and
notice.
I know Cindy said that she had a conversation with you and you were under the impression that your contractor had applied for the permits. That's why I just want to make sure that you're aware that he has not.
Okay,
And nothing's been accepted into our system to even start plan review yet.
got it.
All right, so what are your proposed dates on this one?
The 12/1, 12/14, and then this one, because their fire code issues, their life safety issues, we're asking for a fine of up to $250 per day.
Okay, well, it still reserves my discretion, so I'll accept that. All right, so they want these interior alterations permitted by 12/1. Is that correct? Just want to make sure he understands.
Yes, and the electrical meters still need to be numbered, the units.
And the units need to be
Still need,
numbered, and the roll-up
address.
doors need to be permitted, and they don't need to be selling retail type
The
things out
roll-up
here.
doors are gone.
The roll-up doors
Those
are-
are done.
Okay, so let's just draw a line through that one?
And then we still have a retail issue.
Okay. I'm just drawing a line through the roll-up doors installed without a permit because they're gone.
And you can draw a line through the means of egress too, right?
Means of egress blocked, obstructed, take
Yes,
that
sir.
out.
Yes, sir.
So we're down to permits and no retail.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And address numbers.
And address number. Those are the easy ones.
Yeah, I already purchased those things. Just somebody needs to come and do it. If they won't come in, I'll get somebody else to come and do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Home Depot, 6 inches, Lowe's, whatever. You can get them metal, you can get them wood. They just have to be contrasting with the building. So don't put gold numbers on a gold colored building. Yeah.
So actually, Palm Beach County Fire Code requires 8-inch.
Oh, 8-inch numbers.
Addresses.
Ooh. They're bigger, I guess. Okay. I learned something new. So 8-inch letters. And that's because it's commercial or industrial?
Commercial is 8-inch for addressing and 6-inch for units.
Okay, so 6-inch for units, and then back to residential, it's just 6 for you under the code. I just want to know this for me. Okay. Okay. Just want to know the diff. So there's a bigger number for a bigger use, basically, for commercials and industrials. All right, 12/1, 12/14, up to $250 a day. Get your guy to jump on that permit for whatever that J and whatever unit is, because that seems like it's going to be the problem.
Can I get a little bit more time? Because I'm going to get, his wife just gave birth to a baby, and maybe that's why he's been busy and he hasn't been able to apply.
I don't know, but you've asked, they can
I
respond.
mean, I'm going to get on him as soon as I leave this meeting.
I'd really rather keep it at the 12/1 and see where we go from here, because the inspection started with this back in February.
All right, we'll call it a status fine assessment hearing so that we can see what's going on 12/1. And if your guy's at least in the permitting process, he's got a fully accepted set of plans and he's paid the fees, maybe we can talk about a little bit more time then on
Okay.
the 12/1 hearing.
At
That's fine.
12/14 hearing is,
Or the 12/14 hearing.
yes, sir.
Okay. 12/1, 12/14, up to 250 is granted.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're at fine mitigation hearings. And there are several for 159 Sunflower Circle. I'll read them all into the record if that's okay with you, Special Magistrate. The first one is 18-0467, 159 Sunflower Circle, Norberto de Hernandez and Betseda Torres. The fine amount in that case is $29,650. Second case is 18-1658, 159 Sunflower Circle, Norberto de Hernandez and Betseda Torres. Fine amount is $25,800. Case 18-1659, 159 Sunflower Circle, Norberto de Hernandez and Betseda Torres. Fine amount is $800. 18-1848, 159 Sunflower Circle, Norberto de Hernandez and Betseda Torres. Fine amount is $1,250. 19-0692, 159 Sunflower Circle, Norberto de Hernandez and Betseda Torres. Fine amount is $150. 19-1702, 159 Sunflower Circle, Norberto de Hernandez and Betseda Torres. Fine amount is $1,050. And 20-0577, 159 Sunflower Circle, Norberto de Fernandez and Betseda Torres. Fine amount is $6,300.
For all those cases, I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request and agent authorization form. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. And Exhibit 4, affidavit compliance.
Okay. Please state your name for the record.
Sure. Good evening, Your Honor. My name is Jason Perez of James Brown Law. I'm here on behalf of the owners of the property.
What's your last name, sir?
Perez, P-E-R-E-Z.
Right. All right, Mr. Perez, why should the fines be reduced?
If we could, hold on, before you continue, if we could, is the property owner also with you?
Yes, the property owners are here with me tonight, Your Honor. They're in the first row, Mr. Norberto Hernandez Deep and Ms. Betseda Torres.
And just so I'm clear, you're counsel for the property owners or you're counsel for the title insurance company?
I was engaged by the title insurance company to represent the homeowners here today.
Okay, so we need to hear from the property owners. We don't have actually an agent authorization form. It's the village's understanding that he represents the title insurance company, not the property owners. So we need their consent for him to speak on their behalf.
Would Your Honor like to hear them provide their consent?
You consenting? Okay, they have consented on the record. All right, go ahead.
Good evening, Your Honor. The case number, the 7 case numbers that were presented to you have a total amount of $61,925 owed. The cases relate to non-life-threatening violations consisting of storage of an inoperable vehicle or an infrequently used vehicle, needing to paint the exterior of the home, exterior maintenance, driveway maintenance, sidewalk maintenance, violations of outgrown weeds and grass, as well as continuing a use of a temporary structure or a use of the property that was ordered to be discontinued. The violation stemmed from the prior owner of the property. His name was Gene Duderval. Your Honor may be familiar. I'm not sure if Your Honor is familiar with the background of this case. Previously, Mr. Duderval's brother, who was the realtor in the transaction that occurred on November 5th, 2021, closing on the property for the new homeowners here. The previous owner was Gene Duderval, the realtor's brother, and the prior owner's brother was also named Gene Duderval, so it may be confusing. He appeared before Your Honor to mitigate the fines, and however, the consent was not obtained from the new owners of the property. He forged the signatures and appeared fraudulently before Your Honor to obtain mitigation of the subject fines. The mitigation was provided by Your Honor in the amount of $13,727.10. However, unbeknownst to Mr. Hernandez Deep and Ms. Torres, these codes were not discovered until they received the March 14th, 2022 orders by Your Honor. They received a mailing in the mail, and it was the first time they discovered that any liens were on the property, any fines were on the property, despite closing late last year, which should have been paid off at the time of closing by Mr. Duderval. The fraudulent nature was brought to the village's attention immediately. It was also brought to the attention of law enforcement, where they provided a police report. And
Just
so
if I could just, before we go very much further, there is an active investigation. So beyond what you've stated, I think that's probably sufficient.
That's all I'll mention.
Okay, for the
as it relates
magistrate,
to that.
because there is still an active investigation with regard to that.
There's an ongoing investigation, so this matter is being taken very seriously by the homeowners as it relates to Your Honor, and they're trying to do things properly. On April 18th, 2022, Your Honor issued a series of orders rescinding and vacating the prior orders of March 14th, 2022, thereby eliminating the prior mitigation process as if it never occurred. I suspect Your Honor did that so that the new owners may have an opportunity to further mitigate in the future, which is why we're here tonight. We're here, Your Honor, it's just to request that these fines be mitigated back to that original amount of $13,727.10. The new owners, they're first-time homeowners. They seem like good people. Keep the property in good condition. They haven't had any issues with the code enforcement board since their ownership as of November 5th, 2021. Therefore, we request just the fines be mitigated down to that amount. and they shouldn't have to pay for the sins of the Dudervalls up until this point in time.
All right, what's the village's position with regards to this?
So the village's concern is, I guess, let me ask you a question. Has there been a claim made against the title policy, the title insurance company?
Yes, that's why I'm here today.
Correct. So the village's position is it's not the village's fault that the title company didn't do its job. These are all recorded liens.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to be the next set of questions. Like, y'all are the people who look up the public record. Are these liens not in the public record?
Well, these liens are recorded, and there was an escrowed amount. My understanding that the reason it was mitigated before is that Mr. Dudeval represented to you that there was only a limited amount of funds that were actually escrowed to deal with the fines here today. So unbeknownst to these clients, or unbeknownst to Mr. Hernandez Deep and Ms. Torres, they were unaware even that amounts were held back even at escrow. So the problem we're running into is that things were fraudulently done by other people, not not necessarily.
We're talking about fraud in the sense of an unauthorized application for mitigation. What you're talking about is just basically you missed a whole bunch of liens and you wrote title insurance, and now you're on the hook for the money instead of them.
And that's the kind of.
Here's these people are like, they should just be ducking because they did nothing other than rely on a title insurance company to do its job, and gave them a policy, which means that their name's on this, but your check is on the line. And so back to the village, I once mitigated this down to $13,727.10, which is probably what was your number, because I don't do that. I like round numbers.
It was at the time, but that was based on a form that the village had that indicated that the property owners had given consent to people to speak on their behalf, which turns out not to be the case.
I understand that. So what's your position now with regards to the amount of the
reduction? This is not the village's problem. We're opposing mitigation on all the cases. Many of them are small amounts. There really are two in question. 18-1659, it's an $800 fine. The village has spent way more money than that in just drafting orders to deal with this case and bringing this back to you. This is our fourth hearing on this case. Same thing with 19-0692. That's $150 fine. That's not an amount that the village is willing to mitigate.
Well, I can understand that.
And again, the village's position is that the failure to do due diligence by the title company is not the village's problem.
Yeah, I mean, the title company almost should have said, "Hey, 13, we'll write that check and send it in," but you wanted it fixed, and you got to rescind it, and then now you have nothing to hang your hat on other than title search malpractice.
Sure. I mean,
basically what this is, and they're like, it's not our fault, and I'm definitely not going to hurt these people, but y'all are the responsible ones. And I bet Mr. Dudefell said, I only have $10,000 or $12,000 in this thing, so.
Right. I mean, if the village is basing their decision on the improper authorization that was originally given, I mean, that wasn't subject to our realm of.
No, the problem with your realm is you just blew off and you didn't get the right title search done, or you ignored, oh my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 liens on the property. And you wrote them a title insurance policy that says you're going to cover that because, hey, we did a great search and we found all the liens on the property and you didn't. So. See, these are my not favorite things to do, if you can't tell. I mean,
if
the village is going to be mad at me.
If we want to mitigate it somewhere in the middle, I mean, we can do that as well. I mean,
somewhere in the middle? Yeah, I'm sort of leaning towards the somewhere in the middle part. Somewhere in the middle would be, oh God, I hate math. If I would have been good at math, I would have been a doctor. $30,950 is the middle, and I'll do that.
If we could do it case by case, special magistrate, because there'll be
Well,
orders.
if you want to break it out for me,
We we have to, so just give us a
Well,
minute.
well, why don't you just deny all of the small ones, and we'll split it between the larger ones.
So in 18, 16, 59,
So, but you're going to take it out of the 30,000, so you have to take 800. See, here's math problems again. So I want the number to come out to $30,000 or $30,950. So you'll split the 30,000.
well, you could use just 15,450 for both 180467 and 181658.
But then that leaves all these others. So that's my math issue.
They're relatively minor amounts. You could just deny.
Well, see, if I'm going to deny them, I've got to give them credit towards that. So if I deny 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, all the small ones, I've got to.
Well, the last one, 20-0577, is $6,300.
No, I'm going to leave the $6,300 there. I'm going to deny all of these, but we're going to take it off of the 30 grand because he's going to end up paying 30 grand anyway. So that is 1250, 150, 1050, and 800. 15, 8, 9, 10, 12. I get that as $3,250. Am I right?
1550 and 800, 2350. Is that what you said?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so that's 3,250, and you subtract you take the 30. What I say? 30,950. 950, and you subtract 3250. It comes out to 28,700, and you split the 28,700 between those three properties, or the three other cases. So 28. So 1313 is 26 and 2,700. 13,000, 13,000. All right. So if you follow what I'm doing?
Sort of.
I have a total fine amount of 61,000.
No, I know what you're doing. I'm just I'll wait for your numbers.
So if I deny 18-1659, 18-1847, 19-0962, and 19-1702, that means they have to pay $3,250 towards that.
Yeah, I understand. Then you're crediting off the total. I understand what you're doing.
So then I'm going to take 18-0467 to make that 13,000. I'm going to take 18-1658 and make that 13,000, so that makes 26. And that leaves us 2,700 on case 20-557.
What was the last number? 20.
2,000.
2,700. So that should make my 28,700. 16, 13, 13, and 2,700. Does that look right?
Could you repeat that last, the 280577 amount?
0577 is 2,700.
And are all those payable within 30 days?
What time frame do you need for your company to write this?
30 days should be sufficient.
30 days should be sufficient. So give me a date. You all love dates. You hate 30 days. So they did. 12, 13,
November 12th?
11, 12?
11 is a Friday.
11/11?
November 11th is a
11/11.
Oh, that actually might be a holiday, so go ahead and do the 14th.
11/14.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry.
All right.
Sorry. Can we recap just so we're all clear?
Sure.
As far as what's going on, I've got
Case number, the first one. The 29,650 is reduced to 13,000.
Okay.
The second one, the 25,800 is reduced to 13,000.
Payable by 11/14, correct?
All
On
is
both?
payable by 11/14. The third one, the 800 is not allowed or is not reduced.
Denied. Reduction
Denied.
denied.
The 1,250 is denied. The 150 is denied, and the 1,050 is denied. We finally get to 20-577. The 6,300 is reduced to 2,700 by 11/14. That way the title insurance will pay off all the stuff that they should have covered in the first place and gotten from the seller that made you mad, and then you'll all be done and back to normal. Thank God for title insurance, huh? This is like the one time it works. Otherwise, you're just paying for them to go, yeah, you really do own it.
So 30,950. That's what this all adds
That's
up
your
to.
bottom line.
I'm gonna rely on your honor's math.
No, you're not, but they are. Okay. Cool.
Okay, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So ordered. Y'all figure it out. Denied, 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 granted, granted, granted.
I got it.
All right, who's next? I take
Thank you, Your Honor.
some
Good
fine
evening.
mitts.
I don't know. I'm not sure who's next. Can you give us a minute?
Sure.
Oh,
This one?
will an order be distributed through the mail, or can I?
It will, but if you give your card to,
These two?
you have it. They'll send you copies.
Okay.
Once
Is it
we have the-
Friday or Monday-ish? Or is that
Monday-ish is
Yeah,
normally.
Monday-ish. Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
We're staying on page 10, fine mitigation hearings 22-0830, 162 Granada Street, Beverly E. and Langdon M. Fisher.
Like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Okay.
Your names for the record?
Langdon Beverly Fisher.
Thank you. And Special Magistrate, the village is willing to reduce these to 0.
Granted. You win, run away. Seriously, you won, run away. I had a judge once tell me, if you win a hearing, you run away so the court cannot change its mind. Run away. Seriously, go away.
Have a good night.
You've been reduced to 0. Bye.
22-0089, 145 Granada Street, Kristen Dunn.
Like to enter these following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, fine mitigation request. Exhibit 2, order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
All right, what is the amount of the fine?
1,700.
All right, please state your name for the record.
Kristen Dunn.
And why should the fine be reduced, Ms. Dunn?
To be honest with you, I think I just had a misunderstanding. We had, and I had talked to Margaret too, because I happened to just coincidentally see her on the street one day, but we had the issues with the garbage can. There was pavers where we had originally talked about the trailer, or I had got a notice about the trailer, and we put down pavers, so we had that, and then we had the trailer, and we had moved that thinking we were okay, but I'll be honest, I've lived there 14 years, I've never had a code issue. So I just didn't know, so we removed the pavers, I thought we were okay, and honestly, I just had no idea the time frame, and then, to be honest, we got the paper about the fine, and it was literally an oversight. It was just, I had no idea. I thought we were and at the time we were working on the trailer, getting it located, I just had to wait to get that moved, and unfortunately, while we were waiting, my grandson passed away, so we were out of state, so just an oversight, to be honest. I have never had an issue before.
And what is the village's position?
The village would like to leave this one to your discretion. I can give you our number, but we'll leave it to your discretion. Our number is 76502.
And how much does it cost to release this normally for your fee?
From tonight forward, another $250.
Okay. The village has a fixed cost of $250. I'm going to add $100 to that to make it a little bit fair, because you kind of needed to do this on the right time, but you didn't. But I'm not going to torture you for it. So $350 payable by 11/14. Is that our date these days?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
If you don't pay it by 11/14, it goes back to the 1700. So pay it in. Pay it and run away.
No.
You'll get an order in the mail. You can't send them a check until you get that order.
I was going to say, so it will come in the mail, so we know.
Yeah, if you don't get it on Tuesday or Wednesday, you call up and you see what happened.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Does anyone need a bathroom break? Are we all good? We can just rock through the rest of this.
All right, so we'll go back to the beginning.
We're back at the beginning.
Thank you, sir. These are fine assessment hearings, page 1 of the agenda. 22-0646 is being pulled.
Okay.
22-0743, 11845 Balsam Drive, Juana M. Machado and Orlando Pease.
That doesn't have pictures. I didn't do that.
Pictures will be on the screen, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they're on the
Okay, then here you go.
Yeah.
Okay, we'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have an affidavit of service, so you have service. What are my pictures showing me?
That it's still out of compliance, and it's been
Okay.
out of compliance for 13 days, so we're asking.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Yes, sir. Thank you. 22-0915, 119 Spanish Pine Terrace, Jamie A. Molina.
Give me one more minute. That's all of them.
At least they're all laughing as they're leaving. That's always a better sign. All right, so is this just my next few cases or just one?
That's a bunch of them, I think, right? You gave them a
Yes,
bunch?
I gave
Yeah.
you all of them.
Cool. Okay, so we are dealing with
119 Spanish Pine
Magistrate,
Terrace.
Mr. Molina with the Beamer.
We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, so I have a picture of the Beamer, and it's a tag out of date because I can't see that small. I used to
Yeah,
have-
on your
I used to have-
agenda, the 06-190A, 1, 3, and 5, the sidewalk and driveway are stained is coming off.
Is that a finding of fact or just
It'll
off?
just say, because it's the fine assessment will say continue to comply,
Okay, so it's a finding of fact then.
but in a fine assessment order,
Okay.
essentially, yes. But the other
If
code
it's a
section,
disabled vehicle.
it's still out of compliance.
All right, and the tag's gone or the tag's bad? Is that what we're talking
No,
about?
that 06-190A, 1, 3, and 5 we need to remove because they had it done at the given date.
Okay, so that's what I
Thank
say.
you. Yes,
That's just taken off of the whole thing.
taken off. Yes, thank you.
Which just leaves us with the BMW, and you're going to answer my question. Is the tag out? Because you took a picture of the tag.
Yes, it is, and
Thank
the
you.
tires are rotten.
And it's been out of compliance for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
Yeah. I'm starting to look at used cars now. My daughter's a freshman. She's going to be a sophomore next year. I wanted to buy her a Corvette. No, an old one. But they have to have premium gas. So that just killed that. So we're looking more at Camrys or BMWs or something. Okay. The joys of parenthood. What do we want with this? Miscellaneous items, 325 plus continuing?
No, the disabled vehicle is 13 days, so this fine assessment, 325 and continuing.
325 and continuing is granted.
On 22-1015, that's being pulled.
Okay.
22-1022, 749 Orchid Drive, Alexandra and Julio Balmaceda.
I'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, how do we have service on these people? Oh, here it is. Flip it. We got a Tricon post office thing.
He's asking how you have service on
Oh,
that
I'm
one.
so sorry.
Sir, how you have service? You have actual service?
No, I have the green card.
Oh, there we go. It wasn't included in my materials.
Oh, I'm sorry. It probably came in after I did the copies.
Yeah, you did the copy of the receipt, but I got the green card now, which shows that there's a date of delivery, and it's still COVID land. So okay, so you have service, now we can deal with them.
This one complied on October 12th, so the fine was in place for 12 days. We're asking for 300 and not continuing.
300, no continuing is granted.
Thank you. 22-1194, 793 Hibiscus Drive, Tricon SFR 2022, Borrower LLC.
We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, services by. I'm still got only the receipts. There we go. All right, we have well, we actually have a badly initialed green card. So you have service, you can go.
This one has been out of compliance for 2 days, so we're asking for a fine of $50 and continuing.
50 plus continuing is granted. That's a weird number.
22-1200, 873 Azalea Drive, Alfred L. Silence.
I'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, work order.
All right, my package is a little skinny, so just hold up the affidavit of service. Good, thank you. You have service.
This one we're asking for a order assessing fine to recover the $286, $80 for the mowing, and $206 in administrative costs.
286, no continuing is granted.
Thank you. 22-1209, 172 Royal Pine Circle South, Progress Residential Borrower 1 LLC.
I'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, how do we have service on this one? There we go, my green card. All right, we have, ooh, Willie. Love your stamp, Willie. I love people with stamps. I mean, it makes life so much easier for everyone. You have a signed green card. What would you like on this one?
This one's been out of compliance for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
22-1313 is being pulled. 22-1441 is being pulled. 22-0664, 2653 Windwood Way, Joan Morseman.
These exciting permit cases. Can't
I'd like
get
to enter
enough.
those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3A is 400 permit information. And there should be an affidavit of compliance in there.
There is. Yeah, they applied for an extension. They got it done. Finding fact?
Nope.
No, this one was
Fine. Oh, how much fine?
It complied on October 7th, so the fine ran for 7 days, so 175 and not continuing.
175, no continuing is granted.
Thank you.
22-0665,
Oh, here's Joan. Here's more Joan.
2653 Windwood Way, Joan Morseman.
Is there another Joan?
Yeah, there's another one.
There's
You
another
just
Joan.
gave it back.
I'm sorry. I thought it was a repeat. But
I'd like to
no,
enter
you
those
broke it
following
into two.
documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3A is 400 permit information.
Okay, what's this on?
That's
Another permit.
yes,
Oh, well, she did 2 permits. She needs 2 cases.
yes. That one's not done.
This one has been out for 13 days, so 325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
These people who pull permits and then don't bother the inspections. I mean, come on.
22-0797, 210 Cordoba Circle, Christopher Leosis.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, let me see what I'm on. Christopher Leosis, 210 Cordoba. You have an affidavit of service. You have service. And garbage can just stays by the road? No,
Yeah,
stays
not
in.
by the
Why don't they put
home.
it behind the fence? I mean, it looks like they pushed it over to wash it. They clean it up. Why don't they put it behind the fence? I don't know. 325 plus continuing is granted.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
22-0974, 154 Sandpiper Avenue, Javier Luis Bellman, Luis B. Nunez, and Jeanette H. Villegas.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, signed green card equals service. If that's what you call a signature these days. Oh, look. They're hiding a little car. Oh, it's a Camry-ish car. I could use one of them.
I like to have a flat tire.
They're reliable, and they get good gas mileage. They don't take high tests. All right, what would you like with these?
Again, 13 days, 325 and
325
continuing.
and continuing is granted.
Thank you.
22-0990, 180 Bilbao Street, FKH SFR Propco B HLD LP.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay.
This
You
one
have a
again,
signed green card?
again, 13 days, 325 and continuing.
Granted.
Thank you.
22-1208, 1102 Stardust Way, Thomas Riccobono and Alexandria Scalisi.
I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Where's Stardust Way? Just give me a
Counterpoint.
Counterpoint?
Straight
Okay.
out.
It's just a name I haven't heard. Being here a dozen years, usually I get to know at least the
Yeah,
road
it's
names.
pretty much Belvedere, straight out. Take a left.
Gotcha.
This one, Special Magistrate 1557, which is high grass and weeds, has complied, so the order will stay continue to comply. But for the other one, it's still out of compliance, so 13 days, 325 and continuing.
Granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now,
Business tax receipts. Even
Business-
more excitement.
tax receipt hearings 22-0522 10025 Belvedere Road, Four Sons Plaza LLC, 711.
The code section is 16.1A and 16.9. Village of Royal Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. This violation was mailed certified mail on 3/26/22 and returned signed on 3/28/22. Notice of hearing was mailed on 8/14/22 and it was returned signed but not dated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information.
So I'm guessing the business turned over in 2021 because they were really good from 12 to 20 at doing everything. And in 2021 and 22, we seem to be missing stuff.
No, it's still 7-Eleven.
No, it's still 7-Eleven. I mean, it's someone else is operating it or doing something because the other people at least would pay this.
No, 7-Eleven is actually, they pay all their own licenses,
They
even
do?
though they have different franchisees or
Wow.
whatever.
All right, so how much do they owe you now?
These are the business tax amounts that were due September 30th of 2021, so the 2022 year. So we're asking this one. We don't know the license amount, so the order will reflect the BTR license amount plus 25% plus the $250 administrative cost plus $250 penalty payable by 11/14.
Granted. I'm glad I don't run a 7-Eleven. It's cheaper to be a lawyer.
22-0524 10045 Belvedere Road, number 2, Four Sons Plaza LLC, Grandma's Brooklyn Pizzeria.
And I'm sending you like the next 6 cases.
Okay.
Something like that. Okay. The code section 16.1A and 16.9. This violation was written on certified mail on 3/26/22. It was returned on 3/28/22. Notice of hearing was mailed on 8/14/22 and it was signed and not dated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information from AS 400.
Okay, so you have tracking confirms and signed green cards in 2021, but not 22. Okay. What would you like on this one?
Again, same thing. These are more than 150 days delinquent, so we're asking for the business tax license amount plus 25% plus $250 administrative cost plus $250 penalty payable by 11/14.
See, Hunter, this is why when I get your postcard, I run down to the office. I literally just, okay, I got a postcard, time to fire up Quicken. Let's write a check, drop it off. Granted.
Thank you. 22-0882 10200 Fox Trail Road, South A2 MHC 127 Palm Beach, Florida LLC, Richard J. Monaskowski, PA.
Code section 16.1A and 16.9. Royal Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. This was mailed, certified mail on 5/19/22 and it was signed for on 5/23/22. Notice of hearing was mailed out on 8/14/22 and it was returned. I got the green card back returned. It wasn't signed or dated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence.
No,
Exhibit 1, notice
I
of
haven't.
violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information.
Okay.
Again, this has been delinquent for 150 days or more, so we're asking for the BTR amount plus 25% plus $250 admin plus $250 penalty payable by 11/14.
I've got MHC. I think I have it. All right, so Richard Monaskowski, PA, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of them.
All right, I've got most of them. Besides, all the service is going to be the same, so it's just the individuals. I think Mr. Monaskowski is a member of the bar.
Could be.
I don't think he's paying his local dues though. So what do we have here? BTR plus?
Same thing, BTR plus 25% plus 250 admin plus 250 penalty payable by 11/14.
Granted.
Thank you. 22-0883-10200 Fox Trail Road South, A2 MHC 127 Palm Beach, Florida LLC, GPS Financial Group Inc.
Code section 16-1A, 16-9, Royal Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. Sent certified mail on 5/19/22 and returned on 5/23/22. Notice of hearing was mailed on 8/14 and it was returned unsigned, undated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information.
I kind of like the name of the business. Unless it's somebody's initials, it's GPS. So, Global Position Satellite. All right, you have services you do on all the others. So what would you like on here? BTR plus 25?
No, this one, the license amount is $100, so $100
plus
plus
250.
25% plus 250 plus 250, so it's $625 total payable by 11/14.
So it's 125 plus 250 plus 250 for 625.
Yes.
Granted.
Payable by 11/14.
Okay. And Royal Cuts and Styles Inc. next.
Yes, 22-0884-10200 Fox Trail Road South, A3 MHC 127 Palm Beach FL LLC, Royal Cuts and Styles Inc.
Code section 16-1A and 16-9, Royal Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. This was sent certified mail on 5/19. It was returned signed on 5/23. Notice of hearing was mailed on 8/14 and it was returned unsigned, undated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information.
All right, you have the service the same way you had the other three.
This one is, again, the license amount BTR plus 25% plus 250 plus 250 payable by 11/14.
Granted.
Thank you. 22-1080-1909 Shoma Drive, Fractal Services LLC, Amcar Group.
Code section 16-1A and 16-9, Royal Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. This violation was sent certified mail on 6/16 and it was signed for on 6/21. Notice of hearing was mailed on 8/14 and it was signed for on 8/15. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information.
All right, you have a COVID-19 signed green card.
This one, the license amount is $100, so it'll be $100 plus 25% plus 250. Yep, $625 by 11/14.
Granted.
22-1081-10593 Bobby Lane, Frederick C. Bamber, American Arbor Tree Service.
Code section 16-1A and 16-9, Royal Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. This violation was written and sent certified mail on 6/16/22. It was signed for on 6/18/22. Notice of hearing was mailed out on 8/14/22 and it was signed and not dated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information.
They're still signing COVID-19 green cards, so you get to use them.
Same thing again, $100 license fee plus 25%. Total is $625 payable by 11/14.
Granted.
22-1126 161 Behringer Walk, Brit K Properties LLC, Dorta and Associates.
Code section 16-1A and 16-9. The description, Village of Royal Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. I'd like to enter the following documents and the violation was sent certified mail on 6/29/22 and it was signed for on 7/1/22. Notice of hearing was mailed on 8/14/22 and it was signed for on 8/16/22. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information.
Okay. One signature's crap, but the other one's good. You have signed green cards, so you can proceed.
This one, again, the license amount's $100, so $125 plus 250 admin, 250 penalty, a total of $625 by 11/14.
Granted.
22-1128 is being pulled. 22-1130, 1307 McDermott Lane, Yvette Gonzalez, JT Cleaning Services, Inc.
Code Section 16-1A and 16-9, description, Rural Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. This violation was mailed certified mail on 6/29/22, and it was signed for on 7/1/22. Notice of hearing was mailed on 8/14/22, and it was returned not signed and not dated. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information from AS 400.
Okay, so are they 100 or are they?
Yeah, 100 plus 25% plus 250 admin, 250 penalty, 625 by 1114.
625 by 1114 is granted.
Thank you. 22-1133 is being pulled. 22-1136, 2484 Westmont Lane, Cynthia Baker Harrell, Forever Young Fitness, LLC.
The code section 16-1A and 16-9, Rural Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. Violation was sent certified mail on 6/29/22, and it was signed for on 7/1/22. Notice of hearing was mailed out on 8/14/22, and it was signed for on 8/16/22. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information from AS 400.
You left a letter out of the agenda.
What do you mean?
It says Forever Young.
Oh.
I fixed it.
Just paying attention, people. What would you like here?
This one again is $100, so 125 plus 250 plus 250, 625 by 1114.
By 1114 is granted.
Thank you, sir. 22-1140, 1444 Briar Oak Court, Kabira Wadden, FSM International Trading, Inc.
Code section is 16-1A, 16-9. Rural Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. This violation was sent certified mail on 6/29/22, and it was returned not signed, not dated. Notice of hearing was mailed on 8/14/22, and it was signed for on 8/15/22. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information.
All right, you have service via USPS Trek and confirm 125?
625 total,
625
plus 11, excuse me, by 1114.
625 by 1114 is granted.
Thank you, sir. 22-1270, 253 East Saratoga Boulevard, Micheline Desravines and David Helwicki, Streamline Pools and Spas, Inc.
Okay, code section is 16-1A and 16-9. Village of Royal Palm Beach business tax receipt is expired. The violation was mailed certified mail on 7/22/22 and returned on 7/30/22. Notice of hearing was mailed on 8/14/22, and it was signed on 8/24/22. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, business tax receipt information from AS 400.
Okay, I guess the H is silent.
It must be. Sorry for that.
Swimming pool contractor. Ooh. Okay.
This one again, the license amount's $100, so it's a total of 625 by 1114. 22-1467 is being pulled. Now we're at regular violation hearings. 22-0957, 787 Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, Delia Terra Renee.
They found an old drawer with this one because this is a 06.
Okay.
$200 plus $50.
So it's 250, 750. 750 by 1114, the amendment or the motion to correct the order is granted.
Thank you, sir.
Not a problem. 750 by 1114. It's a forever yawn. We're all yawning about our fitness. Yeah, I read this stuff. You don't look at me and go, huh?
These are all of them.
Dang. Thank you. All right, so go for it. Violation 1.
Code section 622-105.5, permit 06-1075 is expired. This was written on 5/23/22. The notice of violation was mailed out 5/23/22 and was posted. The notice of hearing was sent out certified mail 7/30/22 and was also posted. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing and affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, permit information. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
I was like, dang, where'd they hide this one? Oh, but this wasn't the one. There was even, all right. This one is easy. Finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
Thank
22-0987, 114 Gibraltar Street, Michael J. Enders.
Code Section 06-190A1, 3, and 5, the sidewalk and driveway are stained. I observed this on 6/2/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail on 6/7/22 and was posted. The notice of hearing was sent out certified mail on 8/17/22 and was signed for on 8/23/22. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of
Finding of
compliance.
fact is granted.
Thank you.
22-1062, 882 Hibiscus Drive, Nickinson, Cassis, and Jean Nordalis.
Code Section 622-105.5, permit 21-2779 is expired. This was written on 6/15/22. The notice of violation was mailed out 6/16/22. I don't have my dates on here. I'm sorry for the.
You have affidavits of service. You're good.
Oh, an affidavit of compliance.
No. Yes. No affidavit on this one.
All right, let me see.
All right. So what dates are we doing on these?
Here's the affidavit for the
Oh, you
notice
got
of
it.
hearing. Okay.
You got the affidavit on this
Oh,
one. That's
okay.
not a problem. The only
This-
problem is
We're
just
asking
when.
for compliance by 12/1 or the 12/14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. 22-1197, 111 Gibraltar Street, Frankie A. and Sabrina H. Rodriguez.
Code Section 06-190A1, 94, roof is in disrepair. The broken window and fence and gate in disrepair. I observed this on 7/1/22. The notice of violation was mailed out certified mail on 7/8/22 and was signed for on 7/11/22. The notice of hearing was mailed out 8/17/22 and was signed for on 8/30/22. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
All right. You have a COVID sign green card. So
This
you have
one
service.
for code section 9-4, which is the fence and gate in disrepair, that's a finding of fact.
Okay.
For the other section and descriptions, we're asking for compliance by 12/1 or 12/14 or $25 a day fine.
All right. Finding fact of 9-4 on 6/190A1. It's 12/1, 12/14, 25.
Thank you. 22-1203, 10872 Grandview Court, Monica L. Giraldo and Jorge A. Ocampo.
Code Section 2657, 15132. The shed was built without a permit. The basketball hoop was left in the swell. I observed this on 7/7/22. The notice of violation was mailed out certified mail on 7/8/22 and was signed for on 7/11/22. The notice of hearing was mailed out certified mail 8/24/22 and was signed for on 8/26/22. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Finding fact?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Granted.
22-1214, 757 Camellia Drive, Markinson and Rosemary Pierre Benjamin.
Code Section 9406, 190A1, 5D and E, 15132, 1540. The fence is in disrepair. Sidewalk is stained. Planting areas are overgrown. Grass is growing over the sidewalk and under. Plants are hanging over the sidewalk. Miscellaneous items in the carport. I observed this on 7/13/22. The notice of violation was mailed out certified mail on 7/19/22 and was signed for on 7/22/22. The notice of hearing was mailed out 8/17/22 and was posted. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing and affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
You could almost play checkers on the driveway. Did you see the colors change back and forth? Oh, look at that. That's kind of cute. All right, so 12/1
So,
to 12.
get your Venn diagram ready.
Oh, good. Which is fixed?
9-4, which is the fence in disrepair. And sidewalk stained, which is the 06195. The only subpart 5, and 1540, which is the plants hanging over the sidewalk, are findings of fact. For the other sections, comply by 12.1 or 12.14 or $25 a day fine.
All right. This is what it looks like now. Got to get all those. Okay, so I have 9.4, a 6, 190, A15D, and a 1540 finding of fact.
Not
Just
the
the
D.
just the 5 on the 06
Just the
190.
5, not the D.
Right. Not the D and E. Right.
And then I have remaining the D and E and 15.132 for miscellaneous items in the carport, grass growing over the fence, and under plants hanging over the sidewalk. Or not the
No.
plants.
Not the plants anymore. Plants are finding of fact.
All right, plants are now in the Venn diagram. Got it. So 12.1, 12.14 on the rest of them?
Yes, sir. $25 a day.
Granted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
22-1220, 10389 Carmen Lane, Carlos H. Bendel Padilla, Yesenia P. Divendell Padilla, and Carlos H. Bendel.
Code Section 06-190E and 12.4C, miscellaneous items in the carport, garbage can, and public view. I observed this on 7/14/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail 7/19/22 and was signed for on 7/21/22. The notice of hearing was sent out certified mail on 8/24/22 and was signed for on 8/26/22. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. 22-1221, 10403 Carmen Lane, SRMZ3 LLC.
Code section is 9.8, hedges are over 4 feet. I observed this on 7/14/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail on 7/19/22 and was signed for on 7/25/22. The notice of hearing was sent out certified mail on 8/24/22 and was signed for on it was from COVID.
All right, you have COVID signed green cards. What would you like for these people? To trim their hedge someday? Or is that what we're on?
Do you need to get your rest of your exhibits in?
Yes, we'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
This one we're asking for compliance by 10/27 or the November 9th fine hearing or a $75 a day fine.
Good.
We're asking for $75 a day because this property is, there's always violations and the
As
property
I just
owners-
commented to the board secretary, you need a four-wheel drive on that one car to get it out of the swale. It's so grown up around it. Yes, I can understand the 75. It's not a problem here.
Thank you.
Okay,
22 thank you. 22-1326, 10317 Carmen Lane, Linda and Bruno Rodriguez.
Code section 06-190A1, 3 and 5, the sidewalk and driveway are stained. I observed this on 7/27/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail on 7/30/22 and was signed for on 8/1/22. The notice of hearing was sent out certified mail on 8/24/22 and was signed for on 8/26/22. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
My one comment is if I were a postal employee, I would run off to Office Depot or Office Max or Staples and get a stamp that said COVID-19.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have to keep signing it over and over and over again. They have signed your COVID-19 green card. You do have service. Would you like this to be?
This is a finding of fact.
Finding of
It's
fact is
complied.
granted.
Thank you.
Yep.
22-1327, 10331 Carmen Lane, Solma Rojas Molina, and Yeraki Manso Villa.
Code section 06-190A15, the sidewalk is stained. I observed this on 7/27/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail on 7/30/22 and was signed for on 8/1/22. The notice of hearing was sent out certified mail on 8/24/22 and was signed for on 8/26/22. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures.
So your C-19 green card is service.
This
and
again
that's
is complied, so finding of fact.
Finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
That's what happens when you have a ficus tree.
22-1394, 149 Lexington Drive, Monty A. Maurer.
Code section is 14-4A, disabled vehicle. I observed this on 8/12/22. The notice of violation was sent out certified mail on 8/17/22 and was signed for on 8/23/22. The notice of violation was mailed out 9/14/22 and was returned on,
8/23/22.
thank you, 8/22/22. No,
Ford
that can't be
F-150.
right.
Oh, that's the,
The notice of hearing was sent out 9/14/22.
oh, okay. Well, you have an affidavit of compliance. We're eventually going to give them a finding of fact, I take it. You have a signed green card. You have service.
Okay.
Finding of fact?
Well, we would like to enter the following into
Okay.
evidence. Exhibit
Wait a
1,
minute.
notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit of compliance.
Finding of fact of granted.
Thank you.
Passenger side tire on an F-150.
22-1401 is being pulled. 22-1499, 10403 Carmen Lane, SRMZ3 LLC.
Code section 1557, 14-4A, 2316. The grass and weeds exceeds height allowed. Disabled vehicle and vehicle does not move every 24 hours. I observed this on 9/6/22. The notice of violation and the notice of hearing were mailed out together on 9/8/22 and was signed for on 9/13/22. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Signed green card equals service.
This one, code sections 14-4A and 2316
Is that
are findings of fact.
is that the grass?
No, that's everything not the grass.
That's the weeds, or that's the vehicles?
Yep, vehicle and vehicle not moving every 24 hours. And then for the other section 1557, compliance by 1027 or 11/9 or a $75 a day fine.
This is that same property, Doug.
No, just because they just needed two violations, that's all. All right, so 1557 and 2316 are findings of fact.
Nope, 14-4A and 2316 are findings of fact.
14-4A.
The
Okay,
grass
and
is still out.
goes there. They do the hard part, they leave the easy part. 1027, 11/9, 25 is granted.
$75 a day fine.
75 is granted.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, just,
Oh, my
I like that, because at least it takes the 25s and breaks up the monotony.
22-0775, 186 Dove Circle, Michelle and Rashid Hussein or Hossein.
Code section is 2657, canopy without a permit. I observed this violation on 4/26/22. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 5/3/22. It was delivered on 5/5/22. Sent out notice of hearing on 9/1/22. And hand delivered that. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of Exhibit 2, notice of hearing.
Get your roll back.
Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, affidavit or AS400 permit information. Exhibit 6 is affidavit compliance.
Signed
And
green
I
card
do-
equals service and finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
Took a minute till we
Tongue-tied on
got
that
there.
one.
22-0811, 129 Bilbao Street, Claudette and Osmond W. Williams Estate.
Code section 06190A1, the structure is stained. Observed this violation on 5/13/22. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail on 5/19/22. Posted that to the property. Sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 5/17/22. Also had to post that to the property as well. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures.
So you took this through the windshield. I can tell by the glare.
I did.
Boy, that's some dirty stuff, too. All right, so you have affidavits of service on both the notice of violation and the notice of hearing. What would you like with these?
Compliance by December 1st or the December 14th fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
22-1211, 115 Finch Court, Maria C. Martinez.
Code sections 2657, pergola/canopy without a permit. I observed this violation on 7/11/22. Sent out notice of violation, certified mail 7/14/22. And I spoke with the owner on several occasions. Reference to that, I sent out notice of hearing, certified mail on 8/27/22, and that was delivered on 8/29/22. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
They haven't had a permit since '05. Why would they do one now?
Don't know.
Don't know. 12-1 or?
12-1, 12-14, or $25 day fine,
Granted.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
22-1342, 154 Waybridge Circle C, Andrea and Rogelio Rosario.
Code sections 9-1, they replaced and installed a fence without a permit. I observed this violation on 7/29/22. Sent out notice of violation certified mail on 8/2/22. It was delivered on 8/4/22 or 8/9/22. Can't read my writing again. Sent out notice of hearing certified mail on 8/27/22. That was delivered 8/29/22. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
But how could you tell it was new? It was just so clean.
Yeah.
All right, so they applied for the fence permit on 9/14?
Yeah, it's still in plan check, so
Yeah,
hopefully
I'll
they'll
get
be
it
able to get
eventually.
it.
At least they're doing it. So 12-1?
12-1, 12-14, 25, yeah.
Granted.
Thank
Let
you.
them casually go through.
22-1361, 110 Park Road North, Jessica N. and John M. Davis.
Code section is 9-1, new fence without a permit. I observed this violation on 8/3/22. Sent out notice of violation certified mail on 8/4/22. It was signed on 8/6/22. Sent out notice of hearing certified mail on 8/27/22. Posted at the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 3, verification ownership. Exhibit 4, pictures. Exhibit 5, AS400 permit information.
They need to go get themselves a reciprocating saw and cut off the tops of those 4x4s.
Might not have been so obvious.
All right, what would you want on this one?
Again, compliance by 12-1 or 12-14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted.
Thank you.
22-1557, 215 Las Palmas Street, KHL Trust, and Chris Kacharoff, trustee.
Code sections 1557, high grass and weeds exceed height allowed. I observed this violation on 9/23/22. Sent out notice of violation and a notice of hearing certified mail on 9/28/22. It was signed for on 10/3/22 and posted it all to the property as well. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. And I also spoke with a homeowner. He's almost done, just has that little section in the back along the fence.
Yeah, where you can see his garbage can.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, but if I ever need a 5-gallon
Right.
bucket, I know where to go
In
because
this
there seems
area.
to be a lot there.
Yeah, if you can
All right, so you have service via posting, and how would you like to do this?
talking and posting.
This one is compliance by 11-2 or the 11-9 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Ooh, I like that. Different dates. I have to think. Granted.
Thank you. 22-1166, 1201 North State Road 7, CubeSmart LP PTA CS 720.
The code section is 622-105.5. Description permit is expired. This violation was sent certified mail 6/29, and it was signed for on 7/6. Notice of hearing was sent out on 8/14, and it was signed for on 8/17. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation. Exhibit 2, notice of hearing. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, permit information from AS400.
I like the property detail. They've got lots of commas in here. We're talking 11 million in improvements, 14 million overall. This is real stuff. Why permit it, right? What would you like on this?
Compliance by 12-1 or 12-14 fine hearing or $25 a day fine.
Granted. All right, is that everything we've done except for the minutes she's about to hand me that I saw in her packet earlier? Because I pay attention to these things. And let the record reflect that I signed the minutes of the September 4th, 2022 hearing. And if there's nothing else
September
to be...
14th.
What?
September 14th.
The 14th hearing. Okay.
Nothing further from the village.
Are we done? We're on. All done of everything, 7:19 p.m.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you.